Good evening, everyone. I want to greet all my fellow partners and tutors from Universidad Nacional Abierta de Distancia. My name is Fernanda Parra, and I am part of a teaching program of foreign languages specified in English. And today I will be presenting my research poster, which is titled Boosting Oral Confidence Through Open-Ended Questions in Adult English Learners. This is the research I have been conducted during the past semester, and in this presentation, I will be presenting my results, my conclusions, and the main idea, the main target of this research. So I want to start my presentation with a very nice quote by James Hume, which is, "The art of communication is the language of leadership." I am the author, Maria Fernanda Parra, and I am affiliated to Universidad Nacional Abierta y a Distancia. So let's start with the introduction. And this research was born in watching and analyzing adult learners and how they were able to speak. So I could notice that my learners, my students who were mostly adult, they often understand English. They do understand what they hear, and they have a good understanding of English. But when it comes to speaking, they struggle a lot, and they struggle to get into real life conversations. They cannot participate in them because of fear, because of anxiety, and because of social expectations. Since most of adult learners are working and they need to learn English in order to achieve greater jobs and greater activities in their working lives, they feel pressure. And personal insecurities also, that's an important part of why adult learners have it difficult when speaking. This research explores how open-ended questions and the use of relevant topics can encourage greater oral participation in adult learners specifically. And we want to help these students express themselves and join real-life conversations that are interesting for them. The objective of this investigation is to research on how open-ended questions and their use of real-life topics impact on adult learners' confidence in speaking English during classes. And the methodology is, well, the participants, we conducted this research project with adult students from NET English 7 English conversational course. So these students were part of NAT, and they were going through the English 7 English conversation course, and they needed to participate in different phases and different activities to achieve a grade at the end of the course. Then the tools, we had lesson plans, we had field diaries, we had focus groups, we had questionnaires to gather information and to keep up with the research project. Now the approach, the action research through speaking activities using open-ended questions and currently relevant real-life topics, which is the main objective of this research activity. Now, the main results showed that in my students increased in their willingness to participate when they are prompted with real life topics, when they are asked questions about the real life daily routines. Yeah, they feel like they want to talk about that. They feel less pressured. They don't feel like they need to reach a correct answer, but they can just share their opinions and their experiences. So it's something very good to give them confidence and to make them feel comfortable. Conversations became longer and more natural over time. So as we were going over through the phases and through the activities of the course, I could notice that my students felt more comfortable to talk about relevant modern topics, and they were able to share their own ideas about the topics that we were talking about. We talked about technology, we talked about AI, we talked about climate change, we talked about robots, which are relevant topics for today's life. And students reported feeling less anxious when speaking in English, which is a great result for this research. Now, the analysis. Let's go with the analysis. So the use of open-ended questions shifted students from giving the correct answer to expressing their ideas, which reduced pressure and fostered confidence. So the main idea of this strategy was taking the students from thinking, okay, I'm not gonna make errors, or I can't make errors. I don't want to make mistakes because they're gonna laugh about me. I'm gonna feel bad. I don't have enough confidence. And we wanted to move them to an idea of I can make mistakes. It's okay if I make a mistake. It's okay if I make an error. I'm talking about my own experience. I'm talking about my own ideas. That was the main purpose of this project. Now, the use of open-ended questions has a positive impact on students' speaking confidence. So, as I was telling you before, this is a great strategy for confidence. And so when we asked students, because we made a lot of, some questionnaires through the course, when we asked the students about their confidence and how they were feeling, we asked them if they could feel more confident after using open-ended questions. And we had most of the students agreeing to this. So strongly agree was a 41%, agree over 41% again, neutral 8%, and disagree 8%. So we can see here that the answer is very positive towards the use of open-ended questions related to confidence. And over here, so this is a before and after of the investigation. So first, by the beginning of the sessions, in contrast with the participation during the last session. So when we started the classes, we could see that 2 out of 6 students were talking a lot, they were participating, they were prompted to share their ideas and share their opinions, because each class had 6 students in it. And after the strategy of open-ended questions, we could see 5 students out of 6 participating a lot. So they were more comfortable sharing, talking, and giving their opinions. That was great. Now, the conclusion of this activity is that open-ended questioning is an effective strategy to build speaking confidence in adult learners. It's definitely a great strategy if you as a teacher are handling students who are struggling with speaking. They can understand, they do know all the words and all the vocabulary, but they don't know how to use it. They find it hard to talk and to participate in conversations. This is definitely a great idea for all those teachers who are struggling with this kind of students. If we talk about the topics that they like, maybe they like sports, maybe they like the cuisine, maybe they like I don't know. There are many topics. Technology, maybe if they like family topics, politics, religion, even those topics that are not spoken that much, we can get into that if we feel comfortable. And if we see that our students feel comfortable in them, we can go into those topics and use them to have our students talking about that. Remember that we as humans like to share our own opinion and we like to be heard. So students respond very positively to these kind of activities. And finally, it promotes interaction, critical thinking, and self-expression. We used a lot of literature to complete this research project, but I just want to mention some of the most important ones in the voice or in the letter of Brown HD from 2021 for 2001. Sorry, we have Noonan from 1991. And these texts emphasizes the role of meaningful communication and interaction in language learning, and it also highlights the importance of creating opportunities for meaningful communication in language classroom. So the main literature we used was regarding communication, talking, speaking in English as a second language classrooms. So thank you very much for your attention. This was my research project, and this is my research poster. So thank you very much for your attention, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Thank you very much.